Hello and welcome to Nagaland News Network. Amikhan ekpar mainland India nolibi amikhan laka state pahar ekpar sale tu Christian manukhan bishi tuk te thake amikhan dikhibo pare ase. Nolibi amikhan social media nolibi news channels kan ekpar sale tu pahar de mainland India kan de churches kan phanga laga nolibi tu construction ground de stop kura laga bishi amikhan dikhibo pare ase. Enaka homoi de Nagaland News Network pra itu laga opor de kotha krobole amikhan logodi Mr. Khalenmew tai duli do YPPA de former youth secretary takise tai logodi itula borde nolibi politics aro church laga borde bi kotha grole aigena se ibi amikhan tai logodi opinion tai laga phapna du kinika ase amikhan jani lobo. Thank you so much for speaking with Nagaland News Network. Ami poila janiu mon jadu pahar anti Christian groups kan church construct kurabi du stop kurole demand kurase nolibi du churches kan bishi phanga amikhan dikhibo parase itula borde apni bi kinika sai ase. What do you think about it?
Firstly, thank you, Nagaland News Network, for the opportunity. India de idu churches phangya laga nagledu idu persecution whatever idu kuradu man hunia se mugala personal view modu YB the former youth secretary and then former church and mission secretary ase, but now moi ta chuti loina ase, so this is my personal view only. Mugala personal view do itu khandu incident ekta oporde we can't go and tackle it. Only be overall India de mahal laga constitution de freedom of religion laga freedom to practice any religion to propagate itu koina ase. The only thing is to strengthen the hands of the constitution. Itu government kun ase, government of the day in any state or China parliament de only be kiki only be itu constitution to itu follow grobo lage. Moi power ne golo article 25 26 27 itu khande 28 itu khande freedom of religion laga koi tigna ase aro mala preamble de bi itu secular state ase koi gane itu tigna ase. So the only thing is every state and then itu man central government probably bi kiki olebi itu constitution to kiki olebi strengthen korbo lage in spirit in letter and spirit itu constitution to follow korbo lage. That is the only thing. And then apart from this, churches aro mahan laga idu mission agencies kan kiman ase Jesus prakwan ishna we should be gender like tough, we should be clever like idu servant kwan ishna mahandu mission la kam de olebi pishi propagate korna ajikale du choto moto ekta church construct korbole bi social media de dibo nale du kiki idu hande photo op khan idu han jai thagibo itu prai bishi alarm hoi jai. So of course funding la issue bi thage from the funding agency khan prabi idu proof khandu mangi thagibo pare hole bi we have to be very wise whether our mission is just for fun or soul winning nimidi ase. And then if we are really for the soul winning Jesus prakwa laga itu thik khetabo goile do forgetting all those things man bra ekdam silently chana kam kurobole laga itu ase naki. So in both ways constitution has to be strengthened, and then mala on our part only be Christian mission only be we should be very clever, and then with the changing times man itu chabole man la target to soul winning de chaise gole do hi dusra de bishi popular na kole di iman cases khandu bishi alarm na hobo nagi gone moi love you ase.
Amigana Nagaland ekpar sale tu Pimar Manon hospital de hospitalize hule tu as a family nolibi as a church jaigina hospital de ulibi prayer support ti thake. Amigana recently social media de ki circulate kura dikhibo pare sigule tu undersigned by the chief medical superintendent TRIHMS hospital Naharlagun, which is situated in Arunachal. Tade kuina ase ki hospital de idu religious mass prayer and totally pan gudo gona ase. Tu idul opor bi apni laga phapna du ki ase?
Moi itu la letter idu WhatsApp de idu dikhia du of course itu director ra likhia du itu ekta excuse loine likhi na thayo pare, but tai pura galdi ase ko na pare, because what he wrote was spacing on idu pimar manukhan disturb kuri ase, and then it is creating nuisance in the hospital premises. Tu idu moi rabi ekta dade mahan bi arobi bishi clever bishi wise hobole thaka du prayer groups kan hole bi family kan hole bi hospital de jaise kole du we have to maintain the sanctity of that hospital. Pimar manukhan ase ICU khan de ase bishi rest lage ase etu khan de bishi chorbra pratna kurigina nalo prayer groups khan chagina bishi lamba pratna kurbole it is not advisable. And then man jaina pratna kurshe kole bi aste bra silent bra pratna kurbo lage edu in the larger perspective moi kobole mon jado moi laga personal experience sabte mandu bimar hoise kule do prayer home as a prayer center ase itu hi bhabi thage but generally ekta dangor perspective te kobole mon chado pray and fast and then go to prayer homes where prayer centers when you are healthy when you are sick concentrate on the medicine itu hobo nagi nale do bishi pratna and then you know ifale do kiman happen kure na jane I have come across incidents bimar manuhan jane prayer home de nale prayer warriors kan ge jabo isor ra idu tawai na khabi koi hospital na bisaribi koi inaga koi gna muria laga I have experienced I've come across idubra these are very sensitive and then you know Christian can do mahanbar isor ge dia isor ba dia laga kyan do we have to use it and then you know spirituality or that means religion itu Christianity la mahan faith tangor ase matlab bimar time de jaiga na agi kyo lebi koi na blind faith jaiga na idu physically you are down but China idu try fasting lobo idu iman days fasting lobo going to follow good hago do I don't subscribe to that one maybe we should be very wise aso kwanishna prayer groups kan jaise ko lebi beshi silently pratna koribo lage it we as moila bhabna do and then what the director has issued mahan naga perspective hose ko do it may come as a disturbing idu man sopra acha ko na parbo lage lebi this should be a case incident where we have to learn and then take steps even in Nagaland.
Talking about the church and the politics, ito amikan Nagaland di pisi kutago ite church aro politics laborde. There is also a joke about Naga churches being involved in politics more than the politicians themselves. Do you think it is true, and is there any justification from your side?
Idu election buncha dem de du hoy. Pastor khani bishi politics koi politician khani bishi preach kure ina idu what's that the social media de idu jokes kan huni se but we have to go back to the basics of the definition of the church. What is church? Mandu koi church should not involve in politics nale do this time election de do churches can bishi involved kure ina koi holebi I think we have to go differentiate the fine lines. What is a church? Nale do who is a church? Itu hoise gule do we can't say that the church didn't involve in politics. Nagaland de hoise gule do all the 60 elected members are a member of the church. And then the church means it's the body of Christ. Itu building itu kirja itu la na hoy. Hole bi church ko adu core na hoy na manu ase. So all of us are church. And then when we say the church is involving or not involving, if we say involving, everyone is involving. The church is involving exactly because all the candidates, electorates are majority Christians. That means Christian means body of Christ. Itu church ase. And then involved nakure kobo kolebi. When you say the question that you have asked to me, itu do intention to jani ase. Itu focus to full-time workers kan logodi ase. Pastor women, pastor youth, pastor ase nale do church the payment staff can involve Quran na kora. Itu ke church ko. Otherwise, you know, we have to re-question it to rephrase Korean whether the pastors and then full-time workers should involve in the politics. Nale do church involved in the politics ko shekole do Nagas everyone is a baptized member, bona fide member of a church. So I think that question doesn't arise. And then what was your second question?
Is there any justification from your side?
No, it do. As I said, we have to rephrase the question. It do pastor kan nole do full-time staff kan politics se khusia laga na khusia la itu ko ase. Otherwise, church we are already into politics. And then as I said, all the leading by our honorable chief minister to all elected members kan politicians, lawmakers, sub to Christian kan ni ase. And then as far as my understanding is concerned, we are a body of Christ. We are church. So the church is already there in politics.
Church is already in the politics. So how important is it for a church to be involved during elections or in politics? I mean, so recently elections be general election be it ULB elections ayase. So how important is it for a church to be involved during elections as well as in politics?
Let me take it this way. The church, in a sense, do the full-time staffs, payment staffs, deacon board conditioner, church board conditioner. How important is it for them to involve in the politics? Electoral politics, they tahan pura puri involve kurwale kam nai. They need not go campaigning. They need not silence any particular candidate. Hoile bi ekta kobole thaka do clean election movement laga we have seen if I'm not mistaken since 2013 idu clean election movement laga do idu aise we have seen idu phalbia with I did not say man janya se what I feel is now the church should engage with the village elders especially in the village town they lebi and then with the tribal bodies. We are a tribal state. Every tribe has got a tribal host bodies. I say now ledu student body. I say kiki. I say now the church should influence and convince the tribal host student women sub. Aro president is na village council kan ge influence kuri na milina jana gule do ina tapal perel ina jana gule do church eklabra do keman involve kurle bi litra huai ase na ye. So man di involve kurse gule do not simply just ek par preaching dibo na the clean election movement la se itu ase program ekta gwahi na hoina we have to slowly taila system de khusibole parbole laga na le systematic involvement in a sense mahandu pura puri involve na grobo we paisa laga policy issues te na chabo hilibi the church should involve and engage the village elders or tribal hosts and then together chaise gole hi parbone kina bhabi ase.
Coming back to my question, Amikan ekpar sale do Nagaland do Christian state ase aro itu mainland India no libi in India as a whole so panu chane se ki Nagaland state to ekta Christian state ase apni bi like apni bi mission work te no libi church work te bishi active thakise bishi follow kam gota kise to apni laga observation de apni laga opinion de do you think the people in Nagaland are really living in a true spirit and faith of a Christian?
Itu do yes bi ko pare no bi ko pare it depends on the time season taste in I as far as Naga Christian is concerned. On Sundays we are the best Christians. Holy mahan last Sunday preaching, Sunday professing do Monday practice or Monday la lifestyle itu connect kurule it's a big challenge. Nagas as a Christian majority state 150 years hoise Holy kwan ishna Sunday Monday la lifestyle do heaven and hell nishna difference in how jaise. So I'm afraid itu moi dishe gole do blanket statement nishna bi hoi jaw pare. Itu pura puri yes no bi kobo na pare. Holy bi mahandu janya ase Christian precepts to ki ase how should a Christian live behave itu sab janya ase. The only thing is practice kurubale pachina ase. Naledo mahan church programs kan saise guledo even in the rural remotest place programming kan youth women general sub hobby imported nishna online debra import kora nishna we have so many programs and then church activities which we have never heard of and then man la conference la convention la topic kan sermon kan ki kan saise guledo itu han olebi ekdam imported kan ase olebi that is one thing. Positive side only be aigna itu laga quantify gurule do mala lifestyle. So I think it do yes one is na yes no it has a the only thing is between our Sunday preaching and then Monday practice it do connect gurule do I think it's left to all Naga Christians to respond. Naledo whether we are living it or not, it's kobole bi phui ase and then man Christmas New Year time de mahan la Christian faith to kiman koya se itu nishna man election time de practice kurubole itu he implement kurubole it's a big challenge left to us.
The last question है वो अपने की तो कौन नishna clean election movement itu तो उली तो church पर शुरू करा से clean election तो उली भी अमेरिकन reality de एक बार साले तो itu reality to naturally nishna ekta dikhi ase so apni laga bhavna debi itu kira leg kore ase clean election movement to amikhan laga state Nagaland de kira to leg kore ase is it the public to be blamed or is it the system to be blamed apni laga bhavna bi ki ase
mahan rural areas te naledu naga public pra bhabia do clean election movement do NBCC laga ase ina bhabe and then NBCC do headquartered in Kohima. And then clean election movement do Dr. Vilobra do Taibra Tai convener say Tai Han laga say ina bhabe. For that matter, do clean election movement hobe kiki movement holebi it do moi laga say mohan laga say ina bhabi na chabole la do that's one thing. Second thing do konishna idu clean election movement idu NPC bra idu start hua do Mizoram laga model loise ina goi. To what I learned was they took 20 years to be successful. They have one language. For us, we have so many languages. It type alag alag ase. It may take 40, 50 years. Still, then there is a ray of hope. And then clean election movement is the only hope as of now. Kali busung notun notun aiwo pare but as of now, clean election movement is the only hope for the Nagas. For for development, for advancement, for progress. So phale jabole. Otherwise, it's a vicious cycle. Election time, there crores and crores of rupees phelabo, and then it's natural. Candidate can probably do ulabi do recover kurbo. For the first 2.5 years maybe. Next 2.5 years to next election day phelabole laga accumulate kur haibo. So it's a vicious cycle. So clean election movement do kiki olebi NBCC laga se tahan la se na hoina. It has to be the people's movement. Every church, every village, and then every organization has to claim it as a stakeholder, and then idu cholibo lagi. Aro idu mohan laga se na phabia dak tu na hunagi na phabia se. Kwanishna last day we mo kole mon jadu clean election movement do sub association bra aro churches kan bra tribal host kan ge village council kan ge. I think we should be able to sell the idea, and if they can buy it, village councils can make a resolution. What hole bi phal hole bi mahan bosyan to ituke dibote goshe gole do pari thake. Churches can't do that, and then clean election movement do as long as the church he itu sole owner itu agent thakshi gole do we are at best a pressure group. Man bradu manon ke penalize kuru na parbo, manon ke idu pandibo na parbo. Hole bi the only thing is if we are able to sell it to the tribal organization, then if they can buy it, and then not just buying, if they can own it, itu tu mahan la se goshe gole do. I think we are not far from Nagas are not far from getting advanced.
Thank you so much for your time. So that was in conversation with the former Church and Mission Secretary as well as the Youth Secretary of the YPPA, Mr. Khalenmew. Keep watching Nagaland News Network for more news update. Thanks for being with us. This is Kamido Nungdi with video journalist Aimba Jamir.